One of the advantages of having the door handles taken off is that you can now get to all these bad scratches that the fingernails leave when you open the door. So it gives me an opportunity to give them a good polish. Nearly as good as new. Need a couple more hits because they are deep, and I'm only using a medium cut polish, basically because it's a soft paint. If I use a coarse polish, it'll embed the coarse polish into the paint, and then I'll have to refine it out anyway. So I don't mind spending a little bit longer and do it finer to get them out. You'll notice I'm using a microfiber pad on a rotary machine. Now the reason I've chose the microfiber, it's a long-haired microfiber, and using a rotary would create quite a lot of friction and heat. Using the microfiber pad, I can actually use the rotary for longer because the heat build-up is slower. Now, as you can see, that's come up quite nice, and really it wouldn't matter, I could use a foam on it, but trying to keep the heat down knowing that the paint is soft. I don't want to get it that hot that it starts twisting the paint because it will soften it even more with friction. So this is part of the reason that I chose to use the microfiber cum wool 2-inch. So there's another little bit of information that might help you in the future when you're trying to choose what pads to use. Of course, we've got the foam, the microfiber. The panels themselves, I'm cutting using a chemical guise. This is a 5-inch pad, and again it's microfiber long hair. Again, it's gentler with the paint. This is a cutting disc in the orange, and then the second cut we'll be using the black fine pad, but I'm still using medium cut polish on the fine pad. And then when I'm happy that I've got rid of all the defects, I will use a really fine with a rotary to just give it the sharpness that I feel that you get a little bit more using a rotary. but I'm using microfiber throughout the job on an orbital polisher. This is an orbital, as you can see, oscillates rather than just spins like a rotary. Again, for heat build-up. They're a bit gentler when they work. I love rotaries. If you watch me work, you know I always use rotaries where I can. When we're doing soft paint, there's a lot more to consider. You know, because you are embedded paste into the paint as you're cutting it, and our job really is to get that paste out so that we don't leave hazing and holograms. So these are part of the reasons we use different polishers, different pads, different heads, and I'll try and show you the variation as I go through this job, because I will use, I mean at the moment I've got 3 polishers out of 5, 2 orbitals, and at the moment a 3-inch rotary. The bigger rotary will come out later on in the job. So, but I'll try and show, you know, what's going on all the time to give you some more information. And basically, you know, wanted to show that while we're working on these cars, we do consider lots of options. You know, we don't just go at it, you know, I was going to say like a body shop. They only normally give themselves one option, and but they're only trying to match their finish to the panel next to it. We're trying to get a refined finish, so we have to think and do the job in a totally different way. And normally we start gentler and work down towards coarse if we have to, rather than start at coarse and then come backwards. We want to try and leave as much of the clear coat, or the you know, if you haven't got clear coat on your paint, we want to retain as much paint as possible. So this is all the considerations we have when we're working on a car, because they're all different. Every car reacts different, the paints are different. So we work out in a very short time, you know, because we're experienced with them, that what we're going to need to get rid of the defects and then remove the marks that we're putting in the paint. You know, to remove them defects, we actually leave slight marks off the pads, and then we want to remove them and the paste so that we leave a clear, deep finish. So there we have it. There's another video. I'll show you a bit later on when I've done a bit more, and show you how we're getting on. See you later, and thanks for watching. We've got an issue with some of the leather that you can see through the rear screen. I'll just take you over here and show you. At some point in its life, this has had an aftermarket stereo fitted, and basically when they've put it in, it looks like they've stretched the leather and split it. So I've removed it, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to relieve some of the pressure of the speakers and see if I can't stretch it back. The split's an issue. I can colour it, but if I can get the leather to stretch back, I might be able to colour it, and then it will slide under the window properly and you might not be able to see it. So I'm going to have a look. If not, it can go off to a proper leather repairer and see what they can do with it. But all these staples have been stretched out, and as you can see, the leather is no longer attached, and I've seen neater jobs. So we'll have a look, see if we can do anything with it. If not, it can go off to a specialist and get done. We'll see how it goes on. See you later. We've received our rear shelf back from the trimmers and they made a fantastic job of it. And now, as you can see from the outside, can't see any defects whatsoever. And I've put it all back together. All the rear seats are back and started cleaning all the rest of the trim and the leather, so that's coming on nicely. What I've done now is I've took some masking paper around the center console. I've just used a trim tool and pushed it underneath between the carpet and the tool so that I don't get the leather dye on the carpet. And I'm going to start giving this a few coats of black dye. Let each coat sink in. Probably give it about 3 coats and just freshen it up. It isn't too bad. The driver's side's more. Let's just have a walk round. The driver's side's had a little bit more wear action than the passenger side. I don't know if you could see that. So that's part of the reason. A couple of nicks down here. So I'm gonna give it a few coats and see if we can't get that looking fresh. You know, this bit here as well. But all in all, it's all starting to come together nicely now. Before I put the seats back in, we seem to have a sunroof issue, so I'm going to make sure that works properly before I clamber over the seats. So we'll do that first, but for now I'll get this centre console done and I'll see you on the next one. Nearly finished. Let's see. As you can see, the car's looking a lot fresher than it was before. Now it's got its PPF on. I've refitted the number plates and we're just really checking it's had a big stereo install at some point, but something's draining the battery off, so in the middle of checking that, just charge the battery, so we're going to get that checked. I'm just at the moment seeing how long the battery holds its own charge while not connected to the car, just to make sure that the battery's okay. Probably put a drop tester on it later, but for now we'll get this centre console done and we're virtually finished. Be a shame to see it go. Been here that long, but does look a special car now. Right then, thanks for watching, and I'll post some more as they happen. I've just showed you the scratches that's on this door panel on the carbon fibre trim. It's all masked off, and using the little battery operated polisher, I'm just going to try and remove some of the scratches, so I thought I'd just share it with you. I'm using a medium cut compound on a medium cut pad, and hoping that it's just aggressive enough to remove the scratches. We'll have a look, see how it's if it's getting them out. Just a little one left there. There's still a few over there. Got a couple more passes and it should be alright, so I'll show you shortly. I've done a couple of passes. There are a couple of quite deep scratches that are left. Looks like somebody's diamond ring or something like that, probably screaming to get out of the car and clambering, but it's looking a damn sight better. I'll take the camera off the stand and show you against the light. Certainly cleaned it up quite a lot, but if anybody's interested, these inflatable tops are available from Mac Tools. You can get them in all sizes. As you can see, this one blows up to extra fat, but it keeps you warm in the winter. Let's take the camera now. In fact, I'll stop this. I've just turned it round onto the better camera. Door handle and finger plates. I'm going to be treating the leather. This leather never gets seen, it's behind the speaker cowl and the glove box that's in there. You can see there's a crossover been built into this door. Well, it's in both door panels, one in the rear shelf. So it's had a big stereos that are in there. They're not visible unless you got it in the direct light, so you certainly won't see them in the car. So there we have it. That's just another part of the detail we're doing on this car. You've probably seen the pictures since it's been PPF'd. I've just been going around, refitted the new Turbo S badge. That was easier said than done. Put the wiper arms that we painted, they're back on, look nice and fresh. I've refitted the bonnet badge and the number plate plinth. So I'm just going to get the door cards done. Got the wheels ready for ceramic coating. I'll show that on a separate video. I know most of you have probably seen it before, but there are people that haven't, so I've already done the barrel inside that wheel. I'm just going to show the external application of the C5 wheel armour by G-Technic. While I'm talking about G-Technic, I might even coat this ceramic, the carbon fibre here while I'm at it with Exo or something, just to give it a little bit of added protection. So yeah, the car's coming on. The PPF done by Ultimate Auto PPF. Follow them on Instagram. Well worth seeing the cars that they do. Made a fantastic job. Got the patience of a saint, especially when I was breathing down his neck, wanting everything covered. So there we have it. That's the video. Probably the only one today, but I'll see you on the next one. Hope you all have a nice day. Right, I've got the door panel on the car, but I noticed this They've got kick marks all over it. It seems it's leather covered. Of recolouring it, and seems to be there's 2 coats on there, and that obviously comes out of this hole here. And I've recoloured it. There's a couple of nicks out the leather, but I'll just keep coating it until it looks invisible, although that's a little bit deep. But once this is on, I can then complete fitting the door up. All the rest of it, all the wiring's back on, everything's back in. Carbon fibre come up well, as you can see. So that's nearly complete. If anybody ever wants to know how to strip a 993 door, give us a shout. I didn't know myself when I started, so I can tell you how to do it now. Anyway, I'm going to just put another coat on, try and get this done today. I might leave it overnight actually to put it all back on so I don't disturb it. So we'll probably put this back together tomorrow, get it back on the car, and then that'll be the one door complete. A lot of the interior I can't put back in. I can't put the seats back in because we've had to order the leather to do the rear panel, because it was split. We had to remove it all, you know, so that we can recover it. But apparently the hide isn't going to be here till next week, so it's going to be about a week or 2 before it's finished. But the rest of it's nearly there now, just final bits. So there we are. See you on the next one. I've just refitted the speaker grill. Managed to get all the clips back on, and now looks probably nearly as good as new. Just took the scuffs out of it, and now I've got to refit it to the door. Give the carpet a good clean while it was off. Should look a treat. Let's put it back on, see what it looks like. Couple of little scratches, deep ones left, but not going to be able to get them out, but a lot better. Right, so I'm going to get on and treat the leather now. Thought I'd just show both the door cards are now all back together. Every inch of leather has been treated and recoloured where necessary to try and bring it back as much as I can to as good as new. That's all back together. The both speaker grills where they've been kicked, getting out the cars, have been redone, recoloured, and it all looks good. Now I can't finish nothing off now until we get that piece back. So tomorrow I'll be ceramic coating the wheels and put the wheels back on, and then I'll be stuck for something to do. Well, there won't be nothing else to do till the final go around trim inspection and all the plastics retreat, and of course put the G-Technic halo over the PPF, but that won't be done really till right at the end. So there we have it. Probably the last video on this for a while. I will do a video ceramic coating the wheels. I did mention it in the previous video, but I just haven't got there yet. It's took me virtually 2 days to do the door cards and rebuild them. So there we are. See you on the next one.